All right, Jim, our next question sent to CornyDriveThru@gmail.com from George Templeton. My question was about Delirious, who you've talked about before as the booker in Ring of Honor. I'm listening to the discussion you had about AEW versus WWE and how a good booker could put AEW on a par ratings-wise with WWE. If Ring of Honor goes belly up, could Delirious be that guy? Thanks for the great information on wrestling and helping someone like me understand how the psychology works and why I reacted the way I did as a kid.
Honestly, I think he could make a big difference in AEW. Whether he would be allowed to from the juveniles in vice president positions is a different story. I don't know what their relationship is like, their personal relationship. I wasn't around when that group was in Ring of Honor. But I do know that Delirious has a very serious, respectful logical approach to booking and working. And so I think that would probably ruffle some feathers there. But to put Delirious together with people like Punk and Danielson and FTR and some of those, and also potentially that might open up a chance for the Briscoes to be on really big time national television. Delirious is one of the most dedicated, hardworking people that I've ever seen in the wrestling business in a booking position. And he's been there since 2000 and what was it? 10, when he took over from Adam Pearce. He does almost nothing else, or at least anytime I've been around him. It's his life. He concentrates on it. He obsesses over it. He worries about it. He gets it, but he's a very level-headed guy. He's not prone to emotion that I am, which is why we work together well, because I was the one, what the fuck? And he went, well, let's think about it. And we worked out in the middle. It was the porridges that came together in the right temperature in the middle. For example, it was his idea. I think it's been 10 years. He probably won't mind me, revealing this now, because that's another thing. When's the last time you saw a picture of Delirious without his mask on?
I'm not sure if I ever have.
When's the last time you saw an interview on a website or in a newsletter, in a magazine with Delirious in his position as booker of Ring of Honor?
I don't think I have.
Exactly, because he doesn't want attention. He doesn't want publicity. He wanted to put together a good wrestling product and stay in the background. And I think he's probably the only booker in certainly in modern wrestling history, maybe in wrestling history, period, you could say that for. But it was his idea when, I'm trying to remember, this has been 10 or 11, 12 years ago, but when the showdown was going to come between Roderick Strong and Davey Richards for the Ring of Honor title, everybody thought that was the direction it was going, and everybody was seeing that. And then he called me one day and he said, here's a crazy idea. Let's think about this. What if Eddie Edwards beats Roderick Strong for the title in March in New York, and it's Davey and Eddie for Best in the World in June in New York? And I said, that's brilliant, because nobody's expecting it, but Eddie, his talent indicates that he deserves it. And then that puts us in a place where we can have the two American Wolves, the partners, the training partners, the friends, competing for the richest prize in the game. But Roddy can still be in the mix because he may have lost what he can claim to be a fluke to Eddie Edwards, but Davey Richards, the new champion in June, had never beaten him. So you had so it was a great piece of business. It elevated Eddie. It shocked people and got a lot of attention. We got several more tremendous matches out of it. And as I recall, that particular Best in the World set what at the time was the gate record, or at least the income from internet pay-per-view and live ticket receipts and everything was at the time a record one night gross for Ring of Honor as a company. So he just he understands how to try to keep people over and at the same time get new and younger guys over. What he did with Adam Cole and Kyle O'Reilly, Future Shock, and leading them up and then turning them on each other, and Kyle going heelish because he had that attitude, and just a lot of things like that. And as I said, nobody works any harder. And he's studied wrestling. He's studied a variety of territory styles. He's been to Japan umpteen times. He was the conduit between the Japanese promotion and whatever relationship Ring of Honor had with Japan at the time, that 2009 or 10-ish to 2012-ish, and then was instrumental in putting the New Japan relationship together. He works well with young guys who do more than the older guys do, but at the same time, he tries to bring the younger guys back to reality and show them what to do when, rather than just do everything. He was the head trainer at the wrestling school that Ring of Honor was running during the Kerry Silkin days, and trained a program. I don't know whether they still have one or not, but trained a program that Sinclair had started a year or two after they bought the company, and was also the head trainer at all of the tryout camps where we found guys like, Elgin, for example, when he was hot for a while till he mentally melted down. And so, he's done a little bit of everything, and he's wrestled since he was 18 years old and always stays in great shape. So honestly, the only reason probably that no other company has, if they haven't talked to him, I'm not privy to all his personal details, but it hadn't come out publicly. If they haven't talked to him about joining their booking team, creative team, whatever they call producers, agents, it's because he stays so low profile and doesn't attract attention to himself and just does his job relentlessly for the past almost 12 fucking years. So I think he would do anybody a world of, and just a dedicated, honest employee, if nothing else. I don't know what else good I can say about him. He's weird. He doesn't like to wear shoes. He's always in flip-flops and no socks. A real weirdo.